All About Reading is my favorite homeschool curriculum for teaching elementary age kids how to read. Inside of this video, I'm going to show you all the components of the All About Reading curriculum. I'm also going to quickly prep an entire year's worth of the program, and then I'm going to show you how I organize all the pieces and parts. As a side note, I have a video featuring a full lesson walkthrough with my son, and I'll be sure to link up that in the video description so you can go check out that video next. By the way, I'm Katie Hedrick, a homeschool mom just like you, and I love helping moms learn how to homeschool the easy way. I have a podcast called Joy at Home and a website called teachme2homeschool.com, so be sure to head over and check those resources out as well. Before we dive into the All About Reading curriculum, I want to share with you 3 reasons why I absolutely love this program. Number 1 is that it works. My son was actually in public school his kindergarten year, and COVID shut the whole wide world down, and he missed so many of those core concepts, things like sight words and all the things when you're beginning to learn how to read or when students are beginning to learn how to read. We have used the All About Reading curriculum the last 3 years, and my son is now a very proficient reader. He has caught up and then some. In fact, he's reading very, very high and very much above his skill level and his grade level at this point. And so I know firsthand that this program works and that it works really, really well. Number 2, All About Reading is really easy to use. It truly is open and go. And as you're about to see, you can actually prep the entire year's worth of curriculum very, very quickly. So every day you're literally just opening up your teaching book. You've got your activities right there ready to go, and you're just rolling with it. It's so easy to use. Number 3, I love that the All About Reading curriculum provides the space for really intentional time with your kids. To be honest, we're in our last year of the program, and I actually am feeling very sad because I hate seeing it come to an end. I look forward to teaching my child with the All About Reading curriculum each and every day, and I'm so sad that this is our last year. It really does provide that wonderful, valuable space for intentional time with your children. Without further ado, let's take a closer look at All About Reading. I cannot wait for you to see inside of this awesome curriculum. Inside of each level of the All About Reading curriculum, you're going to find all of these components: the teacher's manual, the activities book, the phonogram and word cards, a handful of different tiles, letter tiles, syllable tiles, suffix, prefix tiles, these little reading books that your kids are going to so love and enjoy. They've got wonderful stories inside, and then stickers to mark their progress. That's a quick look at all the components that are included in the All About Reading curriculum, but let's take a little bit closer look into each one of the pieces. So first up is the teacher's manual. I love this because, like I said, it's just open and go and so easy to use. So each day you'll open the teacher's manual. Here's a great example. It's got a little page and a little blurb here of what you're going to be talking about and teaching and working through with your student. This is lesson 8. It's the EAR. It talks about that we're working on the phonogram EAR, and it says It makes the sound as in early. And so it's just really easy to use, step by step. Literally says this is what you're going to say to your student. This is what your student's going to do and going to work on. This thing could not be more easy to use. Next up is the student activity book. This is another just part of the curriculum that I really love that's really easy to use. We're going to prepare this for the whole year in just a moment, but first here's a little bit of a peek inside. And you can see some of these kind of fun hands-on activities that the kids get to work with. Great colors, just wonderful engaging activities inside of this workbook. This is a quick closer look at the phonogram and word cards. These do take just a few minutes to prepare for the year. We're going to do that in just a second. These are the syllable, suffix, and prefix tiles that are going to be used for this year, level 4. I also want to point out that All About Learning Press has this handy dandy app that you can purchase. It is more than worth it. And inside of this app are all of the tiles that your student is going to need, and it is so fun for them to use. You just drag, press and drag. And I highly recommend this app. This is what my son is using for the year. We actually don't even use these tiles because we have this handy dandy app. Here are the reader books that your student will be periodically reading in. It's not every day that they're reading, but the reading days are super fun. That's actually my son's favorite days, is when we get to read out of the books rather than to be doing book work. So they're great little stories with great pictures. Lots of fun to read with your kiddos. Lastly, here's a close-up of the stickers, and you'll see that All About Reading provides a progress chart that's really fun for the kids to get to track their work each day. Okay, it is time to prep for the entire year. We do have a little bit of prep work to do, and if you do it beforehand, it makes it a lot quicker and easier throughout the year, and it's just an all-around good thing. So we don't have to punch out these tiles because, as I stated, we are using the app. So that part of prep is completely done. What we're going to do is punch out all of these cards, all of the phonogram and word cards. So I'm going to do that now. And then when those are done, you can just rubber band all the cards together. Admittedly, it is quite a bit of cards, so you might want to bring in little hands for lots of big help. Finally, we are ready to prep the activity book. This is probably my favorite part, and this is where organization becomes key. I think you're going to love this. Let me give you a sneak peek of what we're going to do is going to look like when we're finished. You got your activities book. This is what I prepared last year and what we're getting ready to prepare for this year. So you're going to end up with a binder that looks like this. They're going to be able to track their progress on the front. Each day, the activities are going to be prepared and ready for you to grab and go. And then when your child completes the activities, they are going to be able to put them right here on these pages so that they can actually go back through and look at previous lessons and activities that they have done. Aren't these fun? All the things that they get to go through, look back through, and then they can feel so proud knowing that they know all these words, they've learned to read all these wonderful things. So this is kind of where we're going organization-wise, and we are going to go ahead and prep that now. So you'll want to grab your activities book and go ahead and open up to the page that you'll see right here. It is the progress chart. So we're going to go ahead and tear that out and affix it to the front of a fresh binder. You could even slip it down right here in the front, and your child could pull it out each day to track their progress and put their sticker on. But I like to tape it right onto the front, and then it's easy access for your student to put their sticker on each day. Be sure and put their name on there before you affix it to the front of the binder. Be sure and pop that sticker sheet in the cover for easy access. Next, you're going to want to make sure that you have a good handful of these clear plastic insert pages in your binder. You can stick things down inside of them. We're going to put each day's activities down inside of those. And then in the back of the binder, I use some cardstock, use my 3-ring hole punch, and I've got these placed in the back of the binder. So each day we're grabbing the activity out of the front. We're doing the activity, we're taping it into the back of the binder to create what I showed you there just a few minutes ago, where your students can then flip through and look back on all the fun activities that they've done. Next comes the tedious part, but also the really fun part. We're going to start to go through the activities workbook here, and it's really nicely labeled. So each day you can see lesson 1, lesson 1, lesson 1. These all go with lesson 1 all the way up through lesson 2. So I'm going to tear out all of these pages. I am going to trim up everything that needs trimmed. So I've got all of the lesson 1 activities together, and then I am going to slide it down into that clear plastic sheet inside my binder. Now, I want to let you know you don't necessarily have to prepare the whole year at once, but that's how I'm going to do it this year. And you can easily do it within, I would say, 1 to 2 hours. You can have your entire year prepped so that you're not cutting out activity pieces each and every day during your lesson time. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. We'll tuck all of these pieces into the first sleeve page of our binder. And then we're just going to keep going and going and going until we've got all these filled up and got our full year of activities prepped and ready to go. By now, you probably noticed a couple of things. One, a paper cutter is absolutely necessary. As a homeschool mom, definitely need to invest in one of those. And two, that the activities in these books are so cute and engaging and fun for the kids. I love this one here where they're running the little ponies around the winter circle track. Isn't that fun? I'm going to tackle some more of these off camera for just a few minutes, and then I'll check back in as we get ready to prep that very last lesson. We're about to prep the very last activity in the activity book, and I want to point out when you get to the very, very end here that there is this really cute certificate of achievement that you're going to want to make sure and tear that out and save that, stick that in the back of your binder, and then at the end of the school year or when you get to the end of this particular curriculum, you can award that to your child for a job well done. When you're all done prepping the student activity book, you are left with this awesome, very thick, but very well prepped binder that is ready to go for all of your activities that you're going to be doing with the kiddos. Last but not least, you can pack up all the pieces in one of these handy little bins, and then it's ready to just slide on your shelf and pull it off each day for your lesson time. I hope you enjoyed taking a closer look at the All About Reading curriculum and seeing some of my tips and tricks for prepping the year's worth of material and for organizing that. Be sure and check out my other resources. You can head over to the Joy at Home podcast and give that a listen. You also can head over to teachme2homeschool.com. At that website, you'll find my free curriculum guide. Inside of that guide, when you download it, I share my top 10 homeschool curriculum picks across the board, and I think you'll love getting your hands on that. So be sure and go check out both of those resources, and I'll see you next time.